Hello and welcome to the Great Game Debate Podcast, where friends come together to respectfully discuss, debate, and disagree about video games. As always, I'm your host, Kata Berthay Lane, and I have a long-running issue of like stimming and fidgeting, I guess, during the pod and like bouncing my knee, and it makes like my mic rattle and it like puts banging sounds on the recording. So I brought a fidget toy with me today.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
Ooh. Dude, that thing's legit.
I'm
It's
sure I won't
it's
disrupt the
awesome.
podcast.
It's
That's
so
not gonna.
it's actually really quiet. Does it make noise?
Okay, I'll just keep.
Oh, okay. I can hear it a little bit.
Do you have a young child? Because if you did,
I
I have
sure do.
questions. Okay.
Oh, I bought this for myself. What's the problem? What are you talking
No
about?
problem.
His wife makes him use that one when she's playing a game to
Yeah.
make him feel like he's been involved.
Yeah. Not sponsored by Fisher Price. And of course, we are joined by the godfather of debate himself, Jonah Gomez. It's very early
Oh
in the
my
morning for you.
god, I'm lactating.
Jonah's lactating. And of course, the man with the golden voice, Mateo. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, man. I am not lactating.
Very nice. And filling in for Steven this week, we have a crazy time discrepancy due to Australian daylight savings time, so he'll be out for like a month. And filling his shoes is our brother from another mother podcast, GGD. Hunter, are you lactating today?
No, my nipples are very dry. Dry as a bone.
Okay. Good to know. And our special guest this week is none other than Jacob McCourt of the Video Game Trivia with Jacob McCourt podcast. How you doing, my friend? Are you lactating today?
That's not a question I've ever been asked on a podcast. So well done, congrats.
But it
if I
has been
was,
asked.
It has been asked, just not on a podcast
Okay.
before.
Right.
Yeah. And if I was lactating, I wouldn't tell you. Thanks for having me.
I don't know. You're wearing a gray shirt. I think we'd see it.
It's pretty dark gray actually. So if there's a little
My-
lactation, you might not see.
My
it.
wife has those. They're just like absorbent nipple pads. You put it between your breasts and your
I
shirt.
was like,
So
where are you
you know,
going with this?
you never know
Yeah.
who might or might not be lactating. Shout out to all the lactators out there. That's a
Yeah, for real.
necessary service for
Hell
the human
yeah.
race. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Be strong,
Um,
lactation.
Have you tasted it yet, Caden? Giving it a little try, right? You got that in the freezer, right? You warm that thing up. Give it just a little, like.
I got tested for poison. You know.
Well, my thought is like, if you're lactose intolerant and you have breast milk, do you need Lactaid?
Huh.
Good question.
That's a
I
good
don't know.
question. Yeah. Anywho,
And
hope
I
y'all
used
stop
it.
by your
Sorry.
hope you all stop by your local Colt bunker and picked up your sniper rifle because it's time for the icebreaker. Hell yeah! All right, icebreaker
Jonah,
comes in.
what if I start making the sound effect with my mouth whenever we punch the screen?
Yeah, like
I'll just cut it out.
Alright, I punched
Hunter,
my mic just now, so.
Hunter, can you give us the News Bites demo, like manual typewriter sound effect? We're working too hard on the production, guys. Anywho, our icebreaker comes in this week from friend of the show, Holden Hintz. Please go check out his podcast, How to Waste Your Time.
Isn't
I
it
was
actually
wondering-
Big Papa? There's a name to shout out on the entry form. Did you look at it?
Oh, I didn't know. Let's see.
Is there a goofy name on?
Yeah, he put Big Papa.
Big Papa. Sorry, I don't know who Holden Hintz is. This icebreaker's coming in from Big Papa.
Yeah.
I don't know if Big Papa has a podcast or not, so but I'm personally just recommending a pro of nothing that you go listen to How to Waste Your Time. Anywho, the question is, if you could change your voice with any one video game character, but you could only speak through a soundboard version of their voice, which would you choose? I'll just open the floor here if anybody's got a
I've
locked and loaded answer.
got one.
Okay, Jonah, let's hit it.
I'm thinking we'll go Fallout 4, and so like my soundboard it varies every conversation I'm having, but I only get 4 prompts to pick from.
Yes.
Each
Yeah, that's pretty
conversation.
good, actually. Yeah, and there's like a 25% chance that you're gonna like fail one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because your stats are high.
Oh wait,
Says nothing.
that's actual life. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's pretty smart. You get some variety there. You get some choices.
Yeah.
Mateo, what you got for us?
Ooh, I was thinking like Chrono from Chrono Trigger because he's got just no lines. That's
I was
Yeah,
thinking
just
Link,
live
so I
present
just talking like grunts and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
That's pretty
really
good.
good. Yeah.
that's pretty good. I mean, on that note, maybe I'd pick like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Great Fairy. Just like go through
Ooh.
life going like, shit like that. Just I don't know how far that would get me in any situation.
Hayden, I feel like you already do that though. Dude, I
Oh,
just
great. Okay,
fucking
so it's not that much of a
spilled
change
more on
for
my
me.
goddamn shirt.
Jesus. It's coming out of the
I mean-
third nipple now.
I could at least some of my wife's old breast pads that in case it seems like you might need some. So, Hunter, do you have any ideas for this icebreaker?
Yeah, I went in a different direction from you guys. I like immediately jumped to like Duke Nukem. It's just,
Oh,
like,
no.
suck it down, or what does he say? So like all
Hunter-
aboard the Midtown Express to hell.
Mhm.
Hunter, you're
Right.
old school, so I know that you've seen the Duke Nukem soundboard Ventrilo video from way back when.
No, but that sounds
You've never
amazing.
seen that one? It's just this guy
No.
trolling this woman, and he just keeps using a Duke Nukem soundboard and saying,
Is
"I've
it
got
like prank
balls of
calls?
steel, balls of steel."
Dude, that's amazing. I'm definitely looking that up.
I'm all about kicking ass and chewing bubble gum, and I'm all about
Right,
That's the one.
right. Time to kick gum and chew ass.
God, where's Jeff Moonin
Yeah.
when you need him? He has the best
Exactly.
friggin'
Pretty much how I
Yeah.
talk anyway, so it wouldn't be much of a change for people.
I went in the same direction where I actually
Mhm.
just want to be Kratos. I just want to go around just yelling
Oh.
"boy" at people.
Yeah,
That would be
pretty
the
good.
best version of my life. I
I
don't
feel like
need
it's
any
pretty
other
far.
words,
It's
just
very
boy.
commanding.
Just walk up
Yeah.
to a little girl, boy.
Boy.
It would be pretty good to be like the Batman Arkham Batman, and you're like going through the drive-through, and it's like, "Do you want fries with that?" And you're like, "Mr. Freeze is at the museum." And I'm just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
I don't want my voice replaced by his voice, but I would like Max Payne to narrate my life. That's what I want. I want that noir, just like the music comes in as I'm just walking to the fridge to get like a sandwich or
Is it
something.
a third wall break so like you can hear it and you're like, really right now?
Or like I could just walk behind you and do that all the time if you want.
That'd be sick,
right?
dude. Let's make it happen.
Could I just make
Mateo's
a Troy
in the
Baker
fridge.
soundboard? Because I would take a Troy
Yeah.
Baker soundboard.
Oh,
You
yeah,
get all ends
definitely.
of the
Yeah, if you
spectrum.
could-
get
that-
pigs
that's
and
just like it.
villains. Yeah,
Mhm.
and then you get Far Cry 4. Who does he play in Far Cry
Mhm.
4?
He plays the main bad guy.
The main bad guy, but what is his name?
doesn't
matter.
Oh,
Trivia's for later, Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a sneak peek.
you
That
get
is.
Kanji. I've been playing Persona 4, and definitely some good lines from Kanji in there from Troy Baker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, any like JRPG characters that have like battle cries, like it's pretty good.
Oh,
Like he
dude.
says things after battle, like "I just proved my masculinity."
Yeah. Solid Snake, of course, would be good because
Oh,
he
Metal
just repeats
Gear.
everything back as like a question that somebody asked them. It's like back to the "Do you want fries with that?" He'd be like, "Fries." And it's like, "Honey, did you buy those tickets to the zoo for this weekend that I asked you to?" The zoo, and you just get through life like that.
You should talk to your
Alright,
wife
well.
like that one day and see how well it goes.
Yeah, just only yell questions. That's pretty good. All
That'd be
right, well,
amazing.
thank you, Big Papa, for the icebreaker question.
Thank you, Big
It was
Papa.
pretty entertaining. We're gonna go ahead and throw Jacob in the hot seat here, and why don't you start us off here with some quick pitches for any podcasts or content otherwise that you're involved with, and we'll go from there.
I do too many things. Hi, I'm Jacob McCourt.
Mhm.
You can
Hi,
find me on
Jacob.
the internet at Hi Jacob at JACOBMCCOURT on everything. I do a bunch of stuff. I am a co-host of the Crossplay Conversations podcast. It's an indie gaming focused podcast that we do bi-weekly with my friends Luke Lewis and Joseph Hooper. I also do a book club podcast called the Left Behind Game Club. We've been going for somehow like 7 years, taking stuff out of the
Impressive.
backlog and
That's
throwing
a
it,
good-ass
right in
name,
your
dude.
face. Yo, it's shout out to my co-host Mike Ruffalo who came up with that and we ran with it, and I'm surprised no one has like tried to also do it
Yeah.
because you know how podcasts have been around long enough that like there are podcasts with the same name, and I'm just
Mhm.
surprised no one has come for our crown.
Yeah.
If
Exactly.
they do, I would end their lives.
What's the last game that you guys did for that?
We just wrapped a 5-part of Life is Strange: True Colors.
Cool.
And so we're taking a little break before we dive in. What do we have left this year? We are doing the second game in the game between Immortality and Telling Lies. Telling Lies. We're doing
Oh,
Telling
yeah, yeah.
Lies.
Mhm.
And then we're gonna do Brutal Legend. And so those are
Ooh,
the next
fun.
two that we're gonna pull out of the
Yeah.
backlog. And then obviously video game trivia, which y'all came to in Seattle, our
Mhm.
bar version of that. So we do that at cons and in bars when people let us. Basically, I ask until they say yes, and it's worked out so far. So it was great to meet you guys there, and thanks for having me today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great
yeah,
to have you
dude.
on. It seems like we have a lot of mutual friends in the space. Like it was cool to see your PAX trivia panel, and I saw Adam Gumbert on there and Jill Grove from Idioformer.
The
Um,
legend. I know Matt Storm is probably the connector because Matt Storm
Mhm.
connects everyone.
Yeah.
Matt
Oh,
knows
yeah.
everyone.
Everyone. So no, thanks for having me on tonight, guys. For real today.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
And was that your first PAX or like game convention, or have you
I think
been to
that
that
was
kind of
my
thing before?
11th PAX.
Oh,
Jesus.
okay.
It's
Weirdly
impressive.
enough,
Hell yeah.
yeah. There was like
Impressive.
an era where I went before I did
Mhm.
any content
Mhm.
as just
Mhm.
like a fan, and I remember
Mhm.
like standing in 2-hour lines to play a game that was out a week after I was at PAX, which is wild in hindsight. To think like the last couple we've been lucky enough to be media, and it's just been rad to kind of see it from both sides.
Oh yeah.
And if are there any one or two pieces of content you have currently that you'd recommend for listeners to go check out?
Yeah, when this comes out, I would say come and check out the latest episode of Crossplay Conversations that we do. On the show, we are reviewing Mouthwashing, which I think is like one of the best indie horror games I've played in the last couple of years.
Yeah, it looks really
Uh,
cool.
It looks
we also
super
talk
weird.
about Grun and Crow County. So if you're interested in some spooky games this October, check us out. Crossplay Conversations on YouTube or on podcast services everywhere.
Nice.
Awesome. And if people want to follow you, what's the best place to look for you?
Yeah, I would say find me on Twitter. I will not call it by its real name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That is at
same.
Jacob McCourt, JACOBMCCOURT. But I'm that on everything except for Blue Sky, where I got Jacob, JACOB. Like that. That's crazy.
Hell yeah,
That's
the number
crazy.
You're the
one.
Wow.
you're the only Jacob on
Yeah.
there.
I'm the
That's
only
crazy.
Jacob. There will
First
never
and
be another.
only.
Sorry, just me.
That is crazy. And well, actually, I always love to pick people's brains about what they're playing recently because we just live in an age of a bottomless sea of video games. It seems like everybody's always playing something different. So, what's kind of floated up to the top of the ocean for you recently?
Oh man, I was saying this before we started recording. The last 3 games I played, because I kind of killed them in rapid
Mhm.
succession. After Astrobot, I played Grun, which is the sort of Dutch indie weird horror game from Sock Pop, your favorite
Whoa,
indie
okay.
development boy band.
Hell yeah.
That's weird and cool. I just finished Europa last night, which is if you like stuff like Jusant or Abzu or Journey, it hits that same kind of energy.
Very cool.
And
That's a
then
Steven
Children
game.
of the Sun we played, which I know that
Burn the sun.
that's what we were talking about when we were talking about snipers. That wasn't a political
Yeah.
comment. That was
Exactly.
Children of the Sun, dope game.
The icebreaker was a Children of the Sun reference.
Yes. One person got it and screamed into their computer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Very cool. All right. Well, with that, let's take a quick break and we'll be back with the debate. All right, folks, we are back. We are refreshed. Before we move on, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our patrons, Dan Gieslin. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
I don't know why
Yeah.
I had a brain fart of
I
Dan.
do that too with his name. Like I always want to call him like Dan Gielsen or
Yeah, I want to say Gieslin, like, because
Yeah,
his handle is Goose.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ooh.
Dan Gieslin, Pucho, Wes, Dakota Falk, Randall Reborn Too Good, one of the recently inducted members of the Cult of Metaphor Refantasia. So shout out to Randall for that. It's a big development in its life. Austin Sheed and Cherie Clark. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
All right. So we have for you all a debate this week between Jay Hunter Pearson and Jacob McCourt debating retro versus new games. I shall now pass over judgment duties of the debate to Jonah Gomez.
As Caden said, we have a battle of the ages,
Mhm.
with the cutoff being the Xbox 360 era and later being considered new or modern games, with everything before being old or retro games. Jacob will be representing new/modern games versus Hunter representing old/retro because he is old/retro.
Knew that ageism was going to make its way in here. Thank you.
And bridging the gap, we have Mateo as our assist trophy. Jacob, you can call on Mateo one time for your entire debate to add an additional 30 seconds, and he will speak for you as your assist trophy representing new games. Hunter,
Oh yeah.
same goes to you, and he will represent old games.
Yes, and I would definitely not make any disparaging comments about Canada.
Wow. That's great.
hard.
Everyone always does that. So good for you. It's so easy. We say A, I don't know. Did you guys see the TikTok that's been circulating about Canada lately about like there? Have you guys seen this, or is it just a Canada thing? So the very quick version, because I know we have a debate here, is that you can essentially say, because the word vert in French can be used multiple different ways. So essentially, the green worm goes towards the
I
glass.
have seen this.
That is actually le vert vert va vers le vert.
Whoa.
It's very silly.
Yeah, French is cool and weird and bad.
Jacob, as our guest, would you like to start or close the debate today?
I would like to close.
Ooh, Hunter.
And I'm getting up. I'm getting ready.
Oh, he's
Oh
getting ready.
man, I'm
and it's rising with him.
because
Oh.
I don't have any pants on. First of all,
Ooh.
but also
You don't have
I'm out of shape. No, I mean, no, you don't know that. Maybe I do, maybe I don't, but I know.
All right.
I have the shirt you gave me on. Though. You
I
see that?
know. That was
That's
that was a Secret Santa gift.
Sign up for Secret Santa. It's fun.
Oh yeah, people should sign up for Secret Santa. Go to our Discord.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
Secret Santa signups going on right now. All right, Hunter, you've got 2 minutes on the clock. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, debate.
Okay. You know what's nice these days? Yeah, when a game you get comes finished, right? Like no day one patch, no update to like balance or like fix like frame stutters. Old games, they didn't have a choice. Like they came finished. What you got was a finished product. It may have had bugs in it or whatever, but it was what it was. There was no changing it after you got it. So developers had to make sure that they got all of what they wanted in the game in there, polished, ready to go. No weird season passes, no extra $10 for the even bluer Captain America suit. It was just finished game. And another thing, remember when you were like a kid too, and your mom was like, "Hey, it's time to turn the video games off and get into bed." That wasn't a big problem. You know why? Because you had a full book that came with a video game called a manual that you could just flip through. It was like dozens of pages long, filled with just crazy information on like every enemy. Like it had like backstories, all the controls. I mean, there was really nothing better than cracking open a game and just thumbing through that game manual. And that's something I think everybody can agree is completely lost now, and it's just tragic. Old games did almost all of the groundbreaking. Not all of it, but most of the groundbreaking was done with older games. You know,
30
most
seconds.
newer games have a lot of homogeneity. I have trouble saying that word. And the old games were so good. I mean, just think about it. The old games were so good. Like, look at what all the new games are. They're all just the old games remade. right? I mean, look, we got Silent Hill 2 just now. We got Metal Gear Solid coming out again. Like, it's always the old games are the best ones, and they can't come up with anything new and exciting. This is when I start counting down my time. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nailed it.
Very nice.
Was that a
very nice.
filibuster at the end there?
I don't know. I just like to talk, so I don't want to waste any of my time. I couldn't think of anything else to say, so I'm just going to count with your fingers.
Okay.
Shout out to the sportsmanship on display by Jacob, giving a friendly applause to his opponent.
Yeah.
Setting the tone.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Jacob, just a heads up, you do not have to use all of your time if you don't want to.
Great.
You can cut it early
Great.
if you need to.
Mhm.
All right, Jacob, it is time for your opening statement. 3, 2, 1, debate.
New games are always better than old games, and I'm gonna tell you why now. I have 5 different things to cover in my opening statement, and we're gonna start with graphics. Old games look like ass. New games look like movies and television, and therefore, movies and television good, ass bad. Gameplay. We mentioned earlier that older games did a lot of the groundbreaking. That is accurate. However, new games took that foundation and built upon it to make even better games. I would say the average game today is miles better, and that did it in Imperial for the Americans out there, miles better than the average game from your retro days. We talked about graphics. We have to talk about sound. We just got beeps and boops back in the day, and now we are getting full orchestral soundtracks that just are a delight to your ears. There's some music that you'll just listen to go through your day. Can the same be said about old game music? I don't really think so. Value. Some games out there you can pay $0 for and get hours and hours and hours of entertainment. And although we said that, some games ship broken, that's accurate. But old games stay in a static state. New games are changing all the time. Fortnite? Imagine if we were still playing the old version of Fortnite. The old version of Fortnite
30
is
seconds.
just bad. And then finally, the thing I'll say is that, old games didn't really make you feel as much from a storytelling perspective that new games did. Yes, there are exceptions. We talked about Chrono Trigger earlier in this, one of the best old games possible. But again, the amount of stories that you get, even from the indie scene in games, just will make your heart flutter. New games are always better than old games.
Ending it right there, leaving 3 seconds on the clock. Man, 2
Strong
strong
openings
openings from both of you. Mateo, I'm gonna
I
pass it
will
to you.
say,
How you feeling?
Oh yeah.
I feel good. You see, here's the thing. I did not actually do any prep for my assist trophy, but
Hell
I
yeah.
got it. It's in there now.
It's
We
locked
figured it
in.
out. We're
It's
good
locked in.
now.
Hell yeah.
Man, I'm glad I didn't do what I was thinking then, because I was thinking about doing like the surprise right out of the gate. It's just trivia on you.
Mateo, go.
Caden, as one of our judges today, what's going through your mind right now? We had 2 very
have to
strong
say-
openers.
Yeah. Overall, both very strong openings. Great points. I'm a fan of both doing old games myself. It's always hard to choose. Do I replay Final Fantasy X for the 20th time, or do I pick a new game? But the one point that I think has put Jacob on the back foot is that he has claimed that ass is bad, and I think that's an uphill battle that he's gonna have to work against.
I said it. I was going to say Dookie, because Dookie is
Yeah.
objectively bad.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
decided to
Yep.
go what the Dookie comes from. But
Mhm.
that can sometimes be good. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
fair
that's true.
point. Is this all you guys talk about, like breast milk and ass on this show?
Apparently.
I am thinking about ass now. I'm thinking about how it can be both good and bad. Honestly,
We're
Like,
gonna
if you
lose a
were
lot of
looking
potential
at
new
mine-
listeners that like this is their first episode and they're like, this shit's weird, and then never listen to another one again.
Go listen to one of our last episodes. We talked about how 10-year-olds gritty as a response of fear.
They do be grittying. I coach Little League Baseball, and they all gritty all the time. They gritty around the base path. I'm like, you need to run. Stop grittying.
Hey, just for being under the next
Gritty
time
to
you see
first
one.
base?
Yeah. 100% Gridian all the time. I'm like, you guys need to learn a new dance move, you know?
Dude, a
Hey, you just,
gritty
like-
home run is wild.
Yeah.
Oh, it happens. Trust me. I coach 8-year-olds and they gritty. Like, they don't even know how to walk anymore. It's
How
just
do
like,
they even know about internet? They're 8.
Kids are
Fortnite,
wild,
man.
well, okay. Look,
gotta
I
drop
don't
the
want like
gritty when
any
you get the
parental
gun.
judgment on how, like, you know, when you have kids, they see things.
Mhm.
There's no escaping gritty.
Mhm.
Even if they don't see it, like they're all teaching each other these things in
That is
school.
true.
Right. Right. They learn how to gritty in school. I didn't teach him how to gritty. I taught him how to Dougie, but he doesn't do Dougie. All right.
It
He
takes a
gritties.
village. It takes a
Oh,
village
look,
to
we
teach
got
a
it.
kid how to gritty.
Got
Yeah,
like
take them
some.
with it.
That's the
Dougie.
Let's
Yeah.
we need
All
the
right.
Dougie versus Gritty debate.
We're gonna
Ooh.
get back onto the debate
There it
train.
is.
Sorry.
Hunter, let's start out with our first round of rebuttals. You've got 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, debate.
All right. So I would argue that the graphics aren't kilometers better, because I'm going to flip that around on you there. I think that the graphics now just are, I mean, they're beautiful, don't get me wrong, but there's just like a certain level of lack of creativity in how they're presented. And you know, these days too, the graphics are so pretty, sometimes they get in the way. It's like you're watching a movie with just like some light gameplay sprinkled in here and there. Like a lot of games feel like that to me, whereas the old games were almost all gameplay with just like a little bit of maybe like cutscenes here and there. So I think the problem is just a lack of imagination on your part. You know, so the graphics, like, yes, I'm kind of a graphics whore myself, so I can't really speak to this, but I do love the appeal of like old games like Akami having to find ways to be beautiful without like having necessarily the power behind it. And I think you mentioned like this, you know, the stories are better. I kind of hard disagree on that. I think there, like, you gave an exception, but I think there are some games. I mean, Final Fantasy VI is my favorite story in a video game of all time. So I think that you could argue either side, that the stories carried a lot more, which is why a lot of these get remade these days. Like, you know, stuff like Silent Hill 2 has like a, I mean, that's they're basically stealing right from the old game. So I think that
30
you
seconds.
could make the case for convenience with like newer games being downloaded. I've kind of expected you to make that point, which is why I'm talking about it. But you know, do you even own new games? Like, that's a big question mark. I don't know if you even own new games. So that's going to be a 3 and a 2 and a 1, and I'm done.
I thought you were asking me if I owned new games. I was like, look,
Oh yeah, yeah. For now, I mean, you know,
rhetorical.
yeah. How long though are those going to exist? I love your. I don't. Mine's up here. I don't have quite as many as you, but I like the physical if I can get them.
Same.
Steam did just change their wording to whenever you purchase a game that you are buying the license to the game rather than the game itself.
Shout out to the state of California for making that happen.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd shout out Gavin Newsom on a podcast, but shout out Gavin Newsom, I guess. Every time.
All right, Jacob, let's go into your rebuttal. You've got 2 minutes on the clock. 3.
One question.
Yes.
Do I just pop the assist trophy? Do I just say assist trophy?
Yeah,
You,
whatever
you
you
can, or you can tell me ahead, and then I can add the time on, which makes my life
I'm
a little easier.
Not using it here. Not using it here.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe I won't even use it. Who knows?
It's been done
I
before.
can stay in my little Pokeball. I'm fine
Yeah.
with that.
All right, you've got 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, debate.
All right. Well, on the old game side, you brought up 5 points. I'm just gonna go through each of them really quickly and say why new games are better than old games. First thing you said was games were finished back in the day and they're not finished now. There are definitely games that come out real hot these days, and I would say that companies probably don't do a good job of telling their employees and their companies like, hey, just wait till the game comes out. But I would say that the benefit of being able to update the game after the fact is that you can add entirely new sections, sometimes for free, to your games. ET's in a landfill for a reason. Maybe if it had the ability to be updated, it would be a better game. We talk about microtransactions. Yes, sometimes the business practices around microtransactions are scummy, but for the most part, you can engage with those as you will and run around in Fortnite. I don't know why I keep going to Fortnite, as any Marvel character that you want. You brought up the example of going to bed after your mom yells at you to stop playing video games with the instruction manual. Who reads in 2024? Not me. I'm taking my phone with a game on Xbox Cloud, and I'm just going to play it in my bed. PlayStation Portal, made for that. Groundbreaking. You said that old games broke the ground for new games. I agree. I don't know if I'm being Canadian today and just agreeing with all your points. But they did break ground and then made it better. I think I just recently played Yellow Taxi Go Vroom. And that game is built on the foundation of both Crazy Taxi and Super Mario 64.
30 seconds.
But it made it wonderful in a new cocktail that I could never have expected to get when tools were more limited and teams didn't really know how to make games as well. The last thing you brought up is remakes of old games that, they're just making remakes of old games. There are some terrific remakes. We've mentioned a few here. But there are, games that are wholly original that are wonderful, especially in indie space. New games are always better than old games.
Very good. Very, very good. All right, that was the end of our second round before we go into our final round. Caden, how you feeling, man?
Yeah, this is so tough, dude. This is just like trying to choose between your two great loves.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just killing me. But the important thing is that Jacob confirmed that his mom still does tell him to stop playing video games in the middle of the night, and he has to sneak video games in his bed on his phone before he goes to bed.
Yeah.
So,
I'm 35 and it still happens.
Yeah.
yep.
All right, Mateo, how are you feeling, man? I know you take notes while we record these debates.
Sure.
I've got some pretty good notes here. So far, I've got Hunter slightly ahead because he used a word with 6 syllables in his opening statement.
Wow. Okay.
Hunter doesn't remember using a word with 6 syllables.
Pay attention. You've been given a gift, Jacob. Now you can top the syllable
I
word.
may have done that by accident. I probably added 3 syllables to a word that only has 2 by accident.
That still doesn't add up, but that's okay.
Oh, shut up. Don't check my math.
This is not the Great Math Debate podcast.
You're right. So let's get back to debating games. Oh man, that was a good segue. Hunter, we're
nice one, Jonah. That was awesome.
Well done.
Hunter, you've got 2 minutes on the clock. Are you going to be using your assist trophy?
Yeah,
All right.
probably. Yes, I will, Jonah, for you.
All right. We've done so many debates without an assist trophy. We bring it back and nobody uses it.
I've always used it every single time. I'm just so curious. One time Caden sang Cage the Elephant to me, and it was my ringtone for like a year. So I'm definitely always doing assist trophies.
All right. Hunter, you have 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, debate.
Okay. As we stated previously, newer games are always copying what older games have done. And you never, ever see old games copying what the newer games have done, right? What?
I think that's a side effect of the call of
Right.
time and the way it
Assist
works.
trophy. Go. Pop in the assist trophy.
Oh, okay. you got the timer started.
Yeah,
You
just go.
Okay. So I'm surprised that Hunter has not mentioned this because probably the best thing about old games is you didn't have a bunch of idiots on Twitter talking about DEI and whether games were woke and all this nonsense, all these grifters that we consume in our podcast. You didn't have any of those. So obviously old games are better for not having all these idiots just spewing nonsense at us all day. Just normal idiots like us playing games, enjoying games. Community. End statement.
So, yeah, I actually thought that I might be faced with the convenience argument and also the bringing people together. It's like, look at us. Like, games have brought people from all over the world together. But as you mentioned, you know what else they do? they tear people the fuck apart. Like, and you can get on Fortnite and it can change and be all fun and new, but you're also playing with probably a racist 12-year-old, like just dropping slurs at you. Like, that's no fun. Old games, very few racial slurs in the middle of playing, and if you had friends on your couch with you doing that, I mean, I grew up in Alabama, so sometimes that was unavoidable, but we weren't friends after that. You could distance yourself and just play your games. This is going completely off the rails. Again, in closing, game manuals are awesome. Reading is good for you, so you should do that and not get in bed and look at more screens. Okay, I'm pretty sure doctors would agree with me on that. The old games get copied a lot because they just had the best creative stories and mechanics. And how many?
30.
30?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 3. I got panicky. And the fact that you really do have this thing where old games eventually are going to be the only thing that you can physically hold in your hand in terms of video games. We can all see the writing on the wall that we're going to be faced with a time when we don't actually own our games anymore, and they're just going to be. I ran out of time, so I had a brain fart. I
will never know what they're gonna be.
Yeah, I can't even say it. Digital was the word I was looking for in my brain.
Hunter, can we talk about how useless a 3-second warning the debate's about to end would be?
Yeah, I got panicky, Like,
I think top 10 debate moments for me now. One is definitely Hunter hearing 3 seconds of voice cracking, going, "How many?" That shit was
I'm clearly
so
the worst debater. I might have some good points, but I'm definitely
No, you're
not.
doing an amazing job.
You're doing so good, dude.
Oh man,
Oh, sorry, I forgot the.
With the polite Canadian Thanksgiving clap. Something I learned today, that they have Thanksgiving in Canada.
Hunter, man, that line of, do you know what old games aren't doing over new games is copying them.
Never see it, man. Not
Amazing.
one time have you seen that.
That is a fact,
Yeah, dispute that, fuckers.
Can't. Indebatable.
Woo, Jesus Christ.
Indebatable. Shit.
Dang, so
So
close.
close.
So close. All right. Woo, Jacob, you've got...
I would like to start with my assist trophy.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Mateo, you've got 30 seconds on the clock. I'm fucking crying. Jesus Christ. You've got 30 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, 1, debate.
So I am actually really pleased to hear Jacob quote one of my favorite philosophers of all time. He's slightly problematic. Some of his values may not hold up in the modern day, but we're going to look over that. Newer is always better. Just as Barney Stinson said, we all know it to be true. Newer is always better. You know what's better than the thing you're doing right now? The thing you're going to be doing next year. The game you're going to be playing next year. Every single thing we do builds on the other things. We stand on the shoulders of giants, and we get taller, and we get better, we get stronger. And that's what we see in gaming. Newer is better. Always.
Go, Jacob.
Newer games are always better than old games. We had a lot of, I went through 5 reasons and debated 5 other reasons, but now I'm just going to give you a laundry list of other reasons why new games are better than old games. We talked about storytelling and graphics, but what about online multiplayer? Did they have that in old games? They sure as hell didn't. Remember roguelites from the old days? Maybe there was 1 or 2 of them, but those didn't really exist in the old days. So we got new genres. Beyond new genres, we get new technology. I know that the Virtual Boy was kind of like, you see red, it's kind of like the VR. And although VR and AR technology is not fully where it needs to be to enjoy games, I think it is still wild to be able to put on a headset and chop some food up like you do in VR games. Community, we talked about how sometimes it can be real problematic, and I'm there. But I mean, through online games, I've met some of my best friends in life. You can't really do that when you're trying to play multiplayer games on your couch, because if you have no friends, then your couch will be empty. Accessibility. I mean, accessibility was not even a thing 20 years ago. We didn't really think of all players when we were putting games together. So just having those features in games allows more people to enjoy, whether it's software accessibility or hardware accessibility.
30 seconds.
Cross-platform play. Can you imagine back in the day Sega and Nintendo's consoles talking to each other? Hell no. Now, in some cases, and we can always get better, game consoles talk to each other. Tutorialization is way better. Sometimes they just drop you into Ninja Gaiden and say, figure it out, where now there's tutorials for almost everything to kind of get you through the game. And, we talked a little bit about representation in these games, but less white dudes to play as in games. New games are always better than old games.
Very nice. Oh, man, what a doozy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
damn.
All right.
Respect to our competitors here.
Yeah, no, you both brought
Absolutely.
the heat.
Joy handshake, bro.
All right,
I'm
Mateo.
worried that that's gonna like pop something up on your screen. You do like...
Mateo, as the assist trophy, let's get your thoughts and your vote.
I think it actually kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I think that my heart says old games that's where my love came from. That's my nostalgia. That's my childhood. But like new games are honestly pretty damn good. There's a lot of really good points he brought up. The diversity thing he brought up there at the end, the community aspect with making new friends. Yeah, who gets people over to their house to play games on couches anymore? Not me. So yeah, I think new games win, dude.
Just real quick, Mateo, don't you bring your partner over to play games on the couch with you like almost
all the
every
time.
day?
Yeah, all the time, dude. What's your point?
No, I was just asking a question. All right, Caden, as our head judge, what are your thoughts? Where are you feeling?
Ugh, this one's really tough, dude. It's tearing me apart, Lisa. But I have to kind of bring my own feelings into it because I feel like our debaters really did bring really good points for both cases, and I guess where it falls for me is like when it comes to old games, I feel like the only old games I like are the ones that I have like personal experience with and nostalgia for. And like whenever I tried, like case in point, it's like I never even heard of Persona before Persona 5 came out. And I played Persona 5. I was like, this shit's kind of sick. And then like Persona 4 gets ported, and I'm like, everybody's like, oh my god, Persona 4 is like one of the best fucking games ever fucking made. And then like I go play like 2 hours of Persona 4. I'm like, this shit sucks. It just is old, and I don't have nostalgia. And so if I have to like choose between like just replaying my favorite games that I have nostalgia for over and over, or getting new experiences and not getting to play my old favorites, it's got to be the new experiences. Like I'm just like playing Metaphor ReFantasio right now. It's just like, oh my god, this new shit is so fucking good. So I'm sorry, Hunter, but it was like a hair, like it's tough. It's very
A
tough.
cunt hair.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's what I feel like Steven would have said. So
yeah, Steven would have said that.
I'm just trying to be my best Steven.
Oh, Jesus.
Plus, that's what
We
my
all
uncles
are,
used to say too.
Yeah.
Like when things were really close. I hit my
And you even made the eating ass sound too.
Jesus Christ. All right. Back on the rails.
Jonah, where's your vote going?
Man, this is tough. Usually I'm a big stan of thinking new games are better, and Jacob was playing the sweet Fortnite guitar strings, and I
I knew he was doing that to you.
Pandering to the judge.
Pandering towards me. But there's been
Hey,
something.
Fortnite's good, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
But there's something that I realized. Recently, I've been going back to older games to play older games that I haven't played before. And I've really been enjoying my time. More so than just playing Fortnite. Also, Hunter had probably the best line in the debate saying that old games can't copy new games. Or old games don't copy new games. Which,
it's
is just a silly bitch line, and I fucking love it. So I'm gonna have to give my point to Hunter on this one.
Yeah.
I loved your debate. You did a good job. You made some very valid points, and Old
I feel like an
games-
idiot not bringing up Radiator Stories
Old
now. Like,
games
why did
Yeah,
I pick
so,
don't
uh,
copy new games.
Audio listeners, Hunter just flashed my favorite game of all time. He owns a physical copy of Radiata Stories, so I'm changing my vote. Hunter,
It's
Raise
it's
my vote,
already
old
it's
games are done.
already locked in. I'm sorry, there are
Damn
no
it.
take backsies. Plus, it wasn't actually part of his debate. It was an
Ooh.
No,
It was an
wasn't.
afterthought?
It wasn't.
that's
So-
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Since it's over, by the way, like I do want to say, like I got Wes, our friend Wes, and my brother Zach's like help with debate prep. You know, I was like, give me like
yeah.
give me like some things that like I'm gonna get thrown at me, you know, and like I was like I had like good rebuttals for all of them, and then Wes goes, Bloodborne is a new game. I was like, damn it. I was like, I hope nobody says that. Because I'm just going to be like, I concede. Like, yeah, nothing
Yeah.
beats that.
I never had someone drop out of the debate mid-debate. That would be impressive.
No, I actually had it planned out. I was like, Wes, if he says Bloodborne is a new game, I'll be like, I lose. I got nothing. I got no rebuttal to that. So
That's the rules.
I checked my shelf to be like, do I have a physical copy of Bloodborne? And for once, I don't have one.
Oh,
yes.
gotta fix that.
I can send you mine. I've got a physical version of it.
But
Why are you gonna switch to Viz? You don't need it.
Is Radiata Stories up there?
No.
I mean,
Are you asking Jacob if he owns
yeah.
Radiata Stories? That would blow
Yeah.
my
Jacob,
mind.
have you ever even heard of Radiata Stories?
So I worked at a GameStop in the PlayStation 2 era, so I've seen it. And
Oh
I'm
my
sure I
God,
sold it.
you're a real one, Jacob. You've laid eyes upon it.
I have seen it with my physical eyes.
Hell yeah.
Quick tangent. So a couple weeks ago, I went to a Min-Max meetup here in Portland,
Hell yeah.
and Ben and I made a bet to see if Kelsey Lewin had played Radiata Stories.
She
bef-
absolutely has, right?
She owns a physical version of it. She has never played
yeah.
it.
Oh,
But
close enough.
I asked Ben for you, Caden. I was like, "Hey, have
Hell
you
yeah, dude, I
played
appreciate it.
Radiant or have you played Radiata Stories?" And he's
You
like,
almost said Radiant Historia. God.
and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's the one on the DS, right?" And I'm like, "No, that's Radiant Stories."
Story of my life.
But we'll go on to our last debate that we had, which was, or the results for our last debate, which was the best dancing game, with me representing Fortnite versus Rihanna representing Beat Saber. Winning with 54% of the votes was Beat Saber. So congratulations, Rihanna. I still
I
think
cannot believe it was that close. I
I-
cannot
yeah.
believe it was that close.
I take me getting 46% an absolute win, because that just means I debated it well enough to get that many votes. So thank you everyone that
Yeah,
voted
bro.
for Fortnite. And with that, we'll move on to the list.
Friends, it is now time for another edition of GGD List Mini, where we'll have our guests add a game of their choice to some of our previous community prompts and debate with us where it should be ranked. So, as our special guest this week, Jacob, I'm going to go ahead and give you permission to pull up that list for the first time and give us your raw reaction to the rank on here. Just talk us through your live thoughts.
You want me to look at the community prompts or the
Oh, look at
numbered
that
list?
ranking. Look at that dirty ranking.
Current list.
Yeah.
Okay, this isn't that bad.
Oh, you just wait.
Yeah, once you get past
I mean-
like 20, it starts to get kind of wild.
Yeah.
No, it's actually not wild at all.
No?
I like that it still says Banjo Kazooie.
Oh, yeah. Well, damn. We might have gotten the list to an acceptable.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. I thought it was
Mm-hmm.
gonna be like number 1, cool spot for the Genesis.
Yeah,
Number
yeah.
2, Disney's bonkers for the
Pepsi
Genesis.
Man.
Damn.
McDonald's Treasure Island. Number 3.
Can we talk about
Well-
Pepsi Man, dude? Pepsi Man is one of the most frightening mascots I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life.
I love the like GDQ speedruns of Pepsi Man. That shit is so funny.
think I've
Cool.
ever
Well,
seen it.
Jacob is living up to the Canadian stereotype of just being extremely friendly and agreeable. So,
Oh my
we will,
god. You look so much like Vault Boy when you do that. It's
actually had the
insane.
the
same
hair. Just get the blue.
Oh.
People
Yeah,
actually call me
Jefferson.
Buzz from Buzz Quiz TV a lot, so I appreciate that.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Jeez.
Hunter's got the deep
Yeah,
cut.
look, it's
Close
okay.
to
Oh my
Stevie.
god, how did you just have that ready to go?
Holy
I
shit.
love this game with a passion. This is the best video game trivia game ever made, in my opinion. I still have all the controllers. I have my PlayStation
Well,
3 right up here.
just wait till our next segment.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
little tease, little tease. Okay. So I'm gonna put the ball in your court, Jacob, and we'll follow up with Hunter. So you have the opportunity to go down, look through our past community prompts for addition to the list, and add a game of your choice to it, as long as it's not currently on the list. So what have you got for us?
Man, so the one benefit to getting my raw reaction is that I'm looking at the list in real time and sort of trying to just like vamp a little bit just so that I can, think about
Hmm.
what game is not on this list that I can add to this
We can
list.
also just have
Yeah.
Hunter go first if you'd like.
I've got mine actually. I'm ready.
All
Oh
right.
hell yeah!
So your boy's a big Kirby fan.
Oh,
And
Okay.
Kirby
Let's
is
go.
not on this list.
That's
And
not
true.
no
so
representation.
what I would like to do is add Kirby Superstar to this list for the Super Nintendo.
hell yeah.
Okay,
Awesome. All right,
that's
all
a
right. So
solid choice.
why don't
There's
you
also no
give us a
Sonic game either, which I was surprised
Yeah.
about. But
yeah,
I'm not
look, new
surprised.
Sonic is bad. Old Sonic is good.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Why don't you give us a little bit about why you love Kirby so much and it should be on this list for those
Look,
who may
I-
not be familiar?
Kirby has been around, I think, since since the 80s, or at least since the 80s.
It started on Game Boy,
and
right?
It started on Game Boy,
Wow,
and then
yeah.
we got Nintendo. We got Kirby's Adventure, I believe, for the Nintendo. And the Super Nintendo, the first game was Kirby Superstar in 1996. And this game, what's cool about it is it added a whole bunch of new abilities. You could also have an AI companion that could go around with you. And not only that, but there are 7 smaller games in this game. And look, some of them are just like mini games, but then there's games, full ass games in there, like Milky Way Wishes, and others where you're like hunting for treasure. And some of them are hard, some of them are easy, and it all ends with you like getting on wheelie and then essentially driving off of Meta Knight's burning ship. So Kirby Superstar is dope, and it's a game that I go back and play every couple of years. I go back and at least touch it, and it's still good.
Damn.
Don't
all
call the
right.
cops if I touch Kirby. Sorry.
That's a good pitch.
So turns out Hunter was wrong, and old games can copy new games because this Kirby game is clearly copy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and its template of having multiple mini games that are fully fledged games inside of the game. So I don't know what that. You know,
Wait,
I don't know what Sakurai was smoking to see into the
it's
future.
copying a new game which copied an old game?
Mhm, yeah.
Very true. Very true. It's the circle of life,
Mhm.
We just pick up baby Tetsuya Nomura and chuck him off the fucking cliff. It's the circle of life. Sick, I did- Do the rest of our panelists have any experience with this particular Kirby game?
No, I do not. But I had a friend in high school who loved Kirby, and he talked a lot about this game. He said it was very
Nice.
good. Yeah.
And I missed it, Jacob. Which of our prompts were you adding to this for?
I'm gonna add this to.
That'd be a first
Let's
You're
love.
retroactively pick one.
Let's do Party Like It's the 90s, because that
Ooh.
game came out
Oh,
in the
hell
90s.
yeah.
Oh
Cool.
yeah.
Sick.
All right, so Hunter, before we rank Kirby, let's move on to you and let us know what prompt you've chosen and what the game you're adding is.
And just so you know, Commander Keen's already on the list. So
I saw that. I saw that. Yes, I was sad to see that it's at the very bottom. It was clearly better than Kingdom Hearts. So,
Facts.
anyway, yeah. I kind of was like looking at this prompt about first is worst, second is best. Like, does that imply that doesn't imply that the first game is bad, right?
No,
Like,
it just implies that the second game is better than the first
Apply
game.
whatever you want it to apply.
okay. So I had,
But yeah,
I was gonna say you could just add it to any prompt. You guys wouldn't care. But I just noticed that there were at least 2 second games that aren't on that list that I would add. And I kind of had an internal struggle of which one to go with. But I think I'm gonna go with Mortal Kombat 2.
oh,
Ooh.
Add that one. Because definitely Mortal Kombat was great, but like Mortal Kombat 2 was such a ginormous step up.
for which
from-
console? Because weren't there
Genesis.
differences in the yeah, I was gonna say the
First of
Genesis,
all,
I believe, was the
arcade.
better version.
I played in the arcade, dude. I had to go up there and play with like, I'd go put my quarter up there and like get my ass handed to me by like, some
I
40-year-old
the way
who
you
worked at
said that,
Sbarro.
I thought you were saying I put my quarter up there and had it in my ass, and I was like, what?
Well, I did that because that's a funny trick you can play on people at the arcades, man. Just swamp ass the quarter and then stick
Still
it up
talking about
there.
ass today, huh? Jeez.
It's all ass stuff. Like back
do
in
we
the
need-
day for you kiddos, you had to put your quarter up on the
Jacob
screen if
started
you
it.
wanted
Put your
to be.
quarter in your ass. Got it.
You had to
Yeah.
put it in your ass first
Back
and then
in
up
my
on the
day.
screen. I mean, honestly, the people at the arcade smelled exactly like an ass crack. So,
Yeah.
like back
You
then.
can tell.
Hunter doesn't do a single
Yeah.
quarter. He's a whole roll kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Basically, I'm just dropping them out of there a couple of times a
$10.
day. So Mortal Kombat 2, definitely an improvement, and I think definitely deserves to be on this list somewhere. So
Cool.
I think
And what
that-
is
I
the
think that's-
prompt you
I
want to
think
add
that's
this
a good
to?
nomination.
the second is best. Like first is worst, second is
Oh,
best.
yeah.
Oh,
I always
sick.
wanted
Alright,
one of those
and,
little things that they wore at the arcades that like dispense the coins. They wore them like on their
Oh,
belts or whatever.
man.
I always wanted
Yeah.
what to play with one of those, but
That's so
like for no
funny, dude.
reason. I just like little
Yeah.
gadgets, man.
You can still get those, I
Um,
think. You should wear that out just like for no reason. Just have like quarters on your belt, like just walking around
just
town.
go around packs. You're just passing quarters out.
Mhm.
Just pay for everything with those dollar coins,
Mortal
man.
Kombat 2 still have were they still doing like the rotoscoping back then where they were just like taking pictures of people in costumes and just like
That was the
Yeah, it
drawing
was-
that was the
those,
gimmick
or,
since the
just
first one,
literally using
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was that, but it was they put some like other kind of tricks on like other layers on
Put
that
some
to kind of
stank on
make
it.
it look a bit more animated and not like somebody had been like hand cutting with scissors human beings out.
Sure. No, I mean it's sick. I don't care. It's tight.
Right.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Well, let's move back over to Jacob. So, we'll let you start the debate here. You just kind of give us your vibe check on where you think this game deserves to be on the list, and then we'll fight you over it.
Okay. Is there a re-ranking element too? Do I get to re-rank
Yes.
a game
Yeah.
too?
So after you and Hunter both rank your new game, then each of you will be able to re-rank a game.
Okay.
That has not
I-
been
Come later.
put on today.
Okay. Yeah, I know exactly the spot I want to re-rank.
Ooh, okay.
I'm thinking around like 29 is kind of where I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, what's above it? All these games are fab. What's the? I like it a little more than Super Mario Brothers, and I know that's like the craziest thing to say, and that is truly just like it is not to go back to our debate, but it's a little more modern. I think that Super Mario Brothers is a classic. It is timeless. It is simple. And look, if I pick it up and play it, it's great. But Kirby just gives me the feels. So my thought was like, okay, I think it's a little better than like Quarter 2. I think Quarter 1 is amazing. Quarter 2 has a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I don't think it's better than Skyrim. So my thought was like, better than Quarter 2, not as good as Skyrim. Let's put it around there.
That's kind of the trick whenever you're ranking these things is find like a 5 spot in there and just compare it to those games. Because if you go too far down, it's like, is it better than Final Fantasy 7? A little iffy.
Right.
But
See, I'm not a Skyrim stan, but why the fuck is Death Stranding above Skyrim?
It's only because it was higher, and then somebody taked Death Stranding,
Oh.
or they taked Metal Gear to be next to Death Stranding or something.
Huh.
Um,
All right.
I couldn't even tell you how I feel about that. Like on a given day, I think Skyrim's better than Death Stranding, or the other way around. Those games are both so good
Yeah.
and so shitty at the same time.
Yeah, they're both kind of the same in that you do a lot of just walking around.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
Yeah. Mm.
I like 29 for Kirby. That
Me
that
too. Yeah,
feels-
I'm like
that-
looking
that-
at like the things like under it, like you start just at Earthbound, and I'm just going, yeah. I mean, I feel like maybe
I think
vibe-
Earthbound. I like Earthbound and Sea of Stars
Yeah,
more, but I can't make changes. So,
you're
but
the one. You're the
I
one.
think it's a good spot too.
yeah, I think
29 makes sense.
I
to
think
me.
it's a great spot. Yeah,
Cool. All right.
slot it in right
Change.
there.
Hunter, any thoughts?
oh no, I think I don't know the game well enough to say, but I'm totally fine with it being at
And
29.
Jacob, can you give me the full title of the game one more time?
Yes, it is Kirby Superstar, and I believe it's Kirby. Is it Kirby Dash? No, it's just Kirby Superstar.
Hell yeah. All right, we will pass things over then to Hunter. Yeah,
Yep.
Mortal Kombat 2 Arcade. Where do you think this sucker should slot in?
Kind of want to put it at 18, just because
Okay.
in terms of second games, like it's
Mhm.
definitely better than Sons of Liberty. So, like, I feel like
Damn.
I don't know. I didn't really care for that
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
much. I mean, it was.
I think
it
we
was
might have
okay.
some pushback on this. You said 18? Is where your
18,
gut feel?
Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat
like
2.
in my head, I'm like, Mortal Kombat 2 is not better Symphony of the Night. It's not better Link to the Past. It's not better. It's like, I think the
I-
problem here is I'm not really a fighting game fan. We need Mateos. We need.
I'm seeing
Mateos.
Tekken 3 down at number 61, and I'm having a hard time putting Mortal Kombat that much higher than
Wait,
those.
where is Tekken 3's at 61?
It should be higher. It should be
It should
higher.
be
Well,
higher.
that's a problem with Tekken 3's placement and not Mortal Kombat's. Like,
Exactly,
I'm willing
that's
to like
true.
move it down some, but like it's for
Yeah.
sure a better game than a lot of these. I mean,
You think it's better than
Sell us. Why
you-
is it better? Why is it better?
Yeah.
why is it better? I mean, like it was. I mean, it still holds up as like a phenomenal fighting game. Like you can still get in barcades all across the country,
Mhm.
and there's somebody on those machines.
Yeah.
You know, they added all of this whimsical stuff like the babalities. I mean, you could turn people into fucking babies on there. Like that's crazy. And
Mhm.
you know, like it's also a franchise that just is still going strong, and that its roots were
Strong, debatable.
all right. Come on, somebody has to like. You got to stop talking because you don't like fighting games.
Yeah.
I like 27 for it. I think 27 is about
27?
as high as I could see it going. I think we
You know
just
what?
put it.
It is hard to
I
put it
don't
ahead of
remember.
Metal Gear Solid. Like that's
Yeah,
hard.
Jacob.
But the problem is that Metal Gear Solid 2 is ahead of Metal Gear Solid. Who made that decision?
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Like
Yeah,
I
let's
said,
get your
there
input, Jacob.
it's a weird list.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was thinking 41, and that's
Oh
truly
my
because,
god!
like all the games
Don't know.
above it, like Pokemon Gold and Silver,
It's-
Final
yeah.
Fantasy 7, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, GTA 5. I've played Mortal Kombat 2, and I'm like, yes, this is a good video game. But I look at almost every game above it, and I go like, man, as a casual fighting game fan, I will admit that too. I'm like, I could even name 5 fighting games I like more than Mortal Kombat 2.
Man, now I'm
And
wishing
not
I went
just-
with
not
Resident
just
Evil 2.
Modern
Oh,
Oh.
why didn't you? That would be top 10 easy, bro.
Oh,
I
Resident Evil
don't
2 would
know,
be a
man.
good
I
one.
thought I it's too late to change now,
Yeah.
isn't it? But,
Yeah.
Well, let's just like reframe our mindset that this is like a list of top 100 games that we definitely recommend you should play. So it's gonna be on the list, you know.
Can we just put it at 37 so it's right or like right between
Ooh.
like just ahead of Chrono Cross, just so it pisses my brother off. Can we
I
do that?
do. I can agree that Mortal Kombat 2 is better than Chrono Cross.
Oh, well, there you go.
I like
There's just fun.
38. I like putting it at
That
38.
actually, like for me, I don't have nostalgia for Chrono Cross, Gold, Silver, or Final Fantasy VII.
Mm.
I'm like, right now, I'd rather play Mortal Kombat 2 for sure.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I like 38.
This is off
this is
Zach.
pretty good.
Take that, Zach.
Right.
Can I get
am
a
making
suck
the
it
changes.
loser from you, Hunter?
It's weird to tell your brother suck it, Jonah.
Oh,
I don't know
well,
if you have siblings, but
I don't. I'm an only child,
Ah,
yeah.
which explains
yeah,
a
you
lot,
wouldn't-
actually.
Okay, so we just slotted in Kirby Superstar at number 29 and Mortal Kombat 2 Arcade at number 38, just underneath Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. So, our top 10, our podium hasn't really been shaken up yet. So before our guests start moving shit around, let me give you the rundown of the top 10. We got number 10, Borderlands 2. Number 9, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Number 8, Elden Ring. Number 7, Shadow of the Colossus. Number 6, Chrono Trigger. Number 5, Outer Wilds. Number 4, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And number 3, Bronze, Baldur's Gate 3. Number 2, our Silver, Bloodborne. At number 1, Gold, God of War 2018. All right, cool. So, Hunter, we'll give it to you first here. So you have the ability, any game besides Mortal Kombat 2 and Kirby Superstar, you can move anywhere on the list. So talk us through your thoughts here. What's the problem that needs fixing here?
But I love Outer Wilds is in the top 10. That's a fantastic
my
game. I'm
God.
so glad
Yeah.
that's in there. Like it's hard for me not to see Bloodborne number 1. I feel like that's bold to like move something.
I'm
into
with
number
you
1
on that.
slot.
I'm with you.
But I feel
Yeah.
like it's a better game than God of War. I want to do that, but I
Me too.
also really badly want to just put Metal Gear Solid in front of Metal Gear Solid 2 because that's bothering me as well. I think
If
I
we were
would.
shit talk about your Solid last episode, or wait till it comes out. You're gonna be so pissed.
I think I'm moving Bloodborne there because that's
Damn.
genuinely to me the greatest video game ever made. And
That one
I'm
spot
going to be
bump.
bold, but like I love God of War. But to
Wow.
me, like video games don't get better than Bloodborne.
That's
And
our
I
biggest
played it yesterday.
move ever on the show.
Well, it's
You
just
mean
a
somebody
move
moves
one
something to number
spot,
one?
right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to like be the person who like feels like I like earned that. Like I did not earn doing that, but I'm doing it anyway because
I just feel like it's
Bloodborne
like
belongs at number 1.
it's understandable, and it's not like it's like, yes, this makes sense. You were right. Yeah, I've been one of the ones that's like in the back of my head. God of War 2018 is like a good ass game. It's just like the most like
Not the
AAA ass
number
video
1.
game. And like, yeah,
Yeah.
Bloodborne's. Oh my god. So I'm happy. I'm sure no one else on the panel is.
I'm fine with it.
We had
any?
we had Elden Ring at 1 for a long time, so
That's true.
I understand that one being number 1. I like Bloodborne better, but Elden Ring is objectively one of the greatest games ever made. So, like, I wouldn't have a problem. I probably would not have moved Bloodborne ahead of that if that had been number 1. But it just bothers me to see God of War ahead of Bloodborne. I didn't like
Sure,
that.
sure. Any strong feelings about Bloodborne or Souls in general, Jacob? From you, how are you feeling about the Bloodborne move?
I just played Bloodborne for the first time about 2 years
Sick.
ago, and it was the first Souls-like I'd ever played. Because your boy's a little baby gamer. He's real bad at it.
That's
So
okay.
my thought was like, that's scary as shit. I'm not going to do it until I did it. And I was like, yes, this is an objectively good video game. Do I want to play any more Souls-likes? I do not.
have you played Elden Ring?
I played it for about an hour and said, I can admire this.
Okay.
This is
Fair enough.
objectively good.
You gave it a
Not
shot.
for me.
That's the
All right.
only one that I've liked.
A thing came on a big horse and killed me, and I was like, cool.
Oh
Thanks.
yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
That's jerk.
Now I'm like questioning the game design of our Lord and Savior Miyazaki, because it's like, if you just didn't put that tree sentinel there, then Jacob might have kept playing the game, bro.
Actually, no.
He always loves to do that. I mean, he'll hit
Yeah.
you with something real hard right away in almost all of
Yeah.
those games.
Put you in your place.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on over to Jacob here. So, what Jacob have you got for us?
Yeah, so I had two, and I think I decided what I'm going to do, but I'm going to tell you the other one that I had in mind, just so I can smack talk patron Austin, who put on Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. That's not a good video game.
Yes, it
Oh, man,
is.
this has
It
been a
is
pain-
a
this
great
has been
game.
It is not.
Oh my god, I'm not even a
Oh, this
Lord
is
of the
a
Rings
pain point.
fan, and I think that's a good game.
I have
Just
watched.
I
abandon
can
his
name three
Canadian
Lord of the Rings
politeness.
games that are better than that one.
Okay,
I
it's
I
fine.
have watched. I have watched gameplay footage of that game, and I got to agree, it does not look like a good
No.
video game.
So my thought was, do I put that at the bottom below Commander
Poor
Keen?
Austin.
But that would feel like such a waste. That would feel like a waste. So what I am gonna do is I think Pokemon Blue and Red is a formative experience that probably at least another person on this call might have been their first RPG ever, and I think that having it be below Gold and Silver is kind of a crime. And I'm not gonna throw it all the way up because that would be wild. But I think I am gonna put it at 24.
Ooh,
Oh.
You can do whatever you want, just before you lock it in. You can put it wherever
It's
you want. You
weird
got the
because,
power.
like, Banjo-Kazooie, I'm like, yes, I
Say it
like
correctly,
and get
please.
All this is, sorry, Banjo-Kazooie.
Mhm.
I think it is better than that, but Alan Wake 2 is such a good game. So that's what the thing that messes me
Okay.
up in there, because I'm like, it's better
Yeah,
than
yeah.
some of these, but not all of these.
That's the problem with the list,
I'm gonna
Yep.
put it at 24.
Okay,
Wow. Okay.
24, lock it in.
I feel like as a Steven sit-in, I approve of this, right? This feels like something he would approve.
Yeah, it's get the bump.
Yeah.
Poor Steven has had Banjo Kazooie and Pokemon Red and Blue, and Kingdom Hearts just getting shat on repeatedly over the course of the history of this list. And to finally have a guest come in and give Red and Blue the bump, it feels good, you know.
Without him here.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to
It
give
doesn't
you
make me
fist
feel
bump
as
some other
good.
time.
Mhm. Let's see.
There it
Alright,
goes.
making
There
the
it goes.
change.
There it goes.
Tabulating. I'm copy and pasting. I'm pasting. It is done. Pokemon Red and Blue
Visual.
gets the jump. That
Well,
was
we'll
like,
fix all of the fonts and stuff later.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, don't worry about
We'll fix it later.
the listeners and the watchers can't even see the damn list, so I don't give a shit. But yeah, that was almost. I just forgot where it was, but that was like at least a 20 placement jump on Red and Blue, and
Mhm.
it's right next to Banjo Kazooie, so it's got that special Steven sauce of the combo of Red and Blue and Banjo.
I don't know if
Right
I
next to
want
each other there.
Steven's special sauce.
Yeah.
Well, the Steven special sauce is right next to the Jonah special sauce that Alan Wake 2 there.
Yeah.
So
hmm
That was
Easy
actually
guy.
Haley McLean.
yeah, that's a Jonah
Alan
ass
Wake 2.
pick though.
It is a Jonas pick.
All right, nice. I respect the restraint on not just throwing Red and Blue up into
The first
top 10,
place
you know?
spot. Yeah.
yeah.
Wouldn't that be chaotic? I
Yeah,
think
that'd
people
be
would
so
be mad.
wild.
Yeah, I'd be mad about it right after
One day-
Bloodborne getting it.
One day we're
Honestly, I
gonna
look at your list and I'm like, the top 23 games are very good. So I wouldn't reorder any of these. I don't think.
get someone from professional wrestling on, and they're going to bring justice for my WCW NWO Revenge pick
Yeah.
Yo,
and
that's a
bump
good
it up
game.
to its proper spot.
I'm telling you,
Call
man,
up
we
Evil-
got to
call up
reach out to
Evil
Cody
Uno.
Rhodes. He's a big
Evil Uno,
gamer.
hello.
And if you need a backup, you can just use Preston because he's got an excellent wrestling
God.
voice.
Ooh.
Very true. All right, we did it, folks. So our top 10 has not changed, but our 1 and 2 has switched places. So God of War is now silver, and Bloodborne is number 1 of all time for now. I'm sure our next guest will be like a Souls hater and just tank Bloodborne, but we'll see. All right. Let's take a quick break. Friends, it is now time for a game. And with Steven out, we luckily have the pleasure of our special guest being someone who regularly does video game trivia. So I'm just going to hand things over to you, Jacob, and let you take it away.
Well, hey, thank you. Today we're going to do a very small edition, a mini edition of a video game trivia. I'm bringing y'all the speed round today. In the speed round, I have 12 questions from the world of video games, and you will buzz in to give your answer. You can give one answer per question. So let's try this out, starting with Hunter.
What I'm doing
Just
my
buzz
buzz. Like, do I just say buzz?
Say your name.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad we gave this a test run because we obviously need to.
Egon.
So
You
that's
still
Hunter.
haven't
Mateo.
said your name.
He did. He
Hunter.
did.
Okay.
I said my name.
Okay.
Mateo,
Mateo.
Caden,
Aiden.
Jonah.
Big Papa.
Somebody always does it. Always. That's how you'll buzz in. Are you guys ready for question number 1?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, some of them are easy, some of them are hard. Let's start with question 1. What is the subtitle of the 3rd game in the Dragon Age series?
Aiden.
Caden.
Inquisition.
Inquisition is the correct answer.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Good job.
So that's 1 point for Caden. We're going to move
Cool.
on now to question number 2. Who is the final boss of the original Diablo?
Mateo.
Yep, Mateo.
Diablo.
Diablo is the correct answer.
I was a trick
I feel so
question.
stupid. I was like,
Is it
That's
Diablo?
amazing, dude. Did you know that, Mateo, or did you just go
Yeah.
on common sense?
No,
Okay,
no.
okay.
Diablo is actually one of my favorite series of all time.
I was
played
like, it
every
can't be
single one
that
of
easy.
those.
It can't be that easy.
Well, even
Hell
for
yeah.
2, isn't he the penultimate boss? Or like in
Yeah.
some difficulties, he's the final boss
Yeah.
still?
It gets
Yeah.
messy in the second one because it's like Mephisto or something, or I'm not
Okay.
sure.
All right, that's 1
What
point
a-
for Mateo. Here we go. Question number 3. Who is the protagonist of Final Fantasy 16?
Aiden.
I heard Caden first.
Clive Rossfield.
Clive Rossfield is the correct answer. You like how I hung on that number? You're like, which one's this asshole
Yeah.
gonna bring out?
Yeah.
All right. We've got 3 down, 9 to go. Lots of time left. Question 4. Which rapper plays the antagonist Crow in Def Jam Fight for New York?
Oh,
Hunter.
Mateo.
I heard
I heard
Hunter
Hunter.
first on that one.
Oh, is it 50 Cent?
50 Cent is not the correct answer. Who buzzed in second?
Who's Mateo?
Yep, Mateo.
Parappa.
Dude.
Good. Great. No. Which rapper plays the
That's
antagonist Crow in Def Jam Fight for New York?
Man.
Who else was in that game? It was like everyone, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was-
I can
was
see
all the
that.
rappers.
It's just so out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, I just guessed one that I knew was in the game.
You're the chosen one, Jonah.
Isn't 50 Cent? He is in that game though, right?
I don't think he is.
Oh,
Was
really?
he not? He had a
I'm
different.
Oh,
name.
I'm thinking of 50 Cent Blood on the Sands.
There you go. He had his
I think
own
that's-
game. He had his own game.
No, I don't. I see.
All right.
It's not the music I'm into. So
4 strikes.
All right. Was that your guess? Do we have a guess?
Ye- you have a guess? No.
Yes.
Yeah, throw it in. It's free.
How about what is the other guy called, like Notorious Big or something? I don't fucking know.
BIG.
Notorious Big. No.
Notorious Big.
Jonah.
Some
do you
people
have a
call him Big
guess?
Papa.
I'll just I'll just say Eminem.
Eminem is not the correct answer.
Yeah.
Crow is played by Snoop Dogg.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah.
That
and I had a
seems like one of
picture
those ones
here.
we should have just guessed.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
Snoop Dogg for.
There's lots of rappers: Slick Rick, Sean Paul, Ice-T. Who else? Exhibits in the game.
it
like,
makes
we
sense.
need a new one of these.
Snoop's a big gamer too. Damn it! I should have.
Mhm.
DMX has to be in there, right?
I feel like you just would
I
still
feel
have
like
been
you was.
guessing, right? Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
there was a lot of rappers in that game. I mean, I don't know which one I would have picked, but I picked one that wasn't even the freaking game. So whatever.
Hell yeah.
I didn't just
question-
lose points, right? Like, you
No,
didn't lose
You were
points.
just at
Okay.
0.
Okay.
Question 5. Here we go. Introduced on the Wii console, what is the name of the player-created avatars on Nintendo systems?
Big Papa.
Hunter.
I heard Big Papa first.
We're gonna go with Mies.
Can you spell that just for posterity's sake?
MIIS.
That is the plural form, and that is the correct answer.
Hell yeah.
So that is 1 point for you.
I
Really
thought I was gonna
ashamed
get
that
it
we
wrong
lost the
for
Miiverse.
saying plural. Like no,
No, I'm not that cruel. Yes, I'm sorry. Singular only will be accepted here. What is plural me? It is me. All right, question number 6. Here we go. What Finnish gaming company created Angry Birds?
Oh, Big Papa.
Big Papa?
Ravio. Or Ravio.
Rovio is the correct
Rovio.
answer. Yeah. So for extra points, I'm going to give you a chance at extra points and only you at extra points. Rovio was recently acquired. Can you tell me who acquired Rovio? For an extra point.
Sega.
Just for you. Sega is the correct answer. So you get
Hell
2
yeah.
points on that.
Yeah, how did you know that?
I saw it
How
on
did
Twitter
you know
like
that?
2 years ago or
Hell
something.
yeah, dude.
And everyone was like, "Oh no, they're gonna put Sonic and Angry Birds, or they're gonna put Angry Birds
Oh
and
yeah,
Sonic."
I'd play it.
And they still
Did they
haven't.
do anything
They
with
still
it?
haven't. No.
Wow.
I'm taking
okay.
the title
Is
of
that-
dumbest
I think-
away from you.
Passive
I
income.
think they bought them so they could make better Sonic mobile games.
Is the Angry Birds series still around? Are they
Yeah.
still making those
Yeah,
games?
it's actually
Really?
kind of big. Yeah.
Huh.
By the way, there's a Top Golf Angry Birds, and it's freaking awesome. You see
Like
golf
8-year-olds.
balls at buildings. My favorite thing.
Oh yeah.
Sick.
So that's an extra point for you, Jonah. So you're now at 3 points.
Let's fucking
Maybe I'll give
go.
other people extra point opportunities. We'll see.
Mhm.
Question 7. Sega is headquartered in what country?
Big Papa.
Hunter.
I'm gonna go. That was Hunter, right? Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's very close. Is it a trick question?
Is it Japan? Like, I just want to say Japan.
Japan is the correct answer. Not a trick
Damn, I
question.
got in my head. Fuck.
Yeah, I know. I was the same thing. I was like, oh man, I just like, did it change? Like, don't be an idiot. Like, but I have points, so I feel good about myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was the secret Canada answer. I was like, no, Sega's not from Canada, right?
No.
It'd
We're
be
gonna keep the Sega
Sega.
train rolling. Yes,
Like
Sega
all of those
Sega.
times playing like all those Yakuza games, I was like, it's in Japan. I know where it is.
Question number 8. On a Sega Dreamcast controller, what color is the A button?
Mateo,
Oh shit.
I heard Mateo first.
green.
Green is not the correct answer.
Yeah, I had no
Hunter.
idea.
I heard Hunter.
Blue.
Blue is not the correct answer.
Big Papa.
I think I heard Caden first on that
Okay.
We're just guessing primary colors at this point. I'm gonna guess red.
one. Red is the correct
Yeah.
answer.
I knew it.
I did not know that.
I'm going to give you an opportunity for a bonus point here.
Oh shit.
It's about the Dreamcast.
It's
No,
Chow's.
I
The,
didn't think about
the
it.
answer is Chow's.
There's a small memory unit that goes inside of the
Aw,
actual
man.
console itself. It's a VMU. What does VMU stand for?
Virtual memory unit?
That's
You are one letter off, my friend. It is
Oh, no.
visual memory unit.
Damn.
Oh.
Oh, is that the thing that had the little screen on it in
Yeah.
mini games? That makes
We
sense.
did
Damn.
that on Gaiden, was like one of our
Yeah.
our cool peripherals top 10. It's
Yeah.
an
Yeah,
awesome one.
That was
it's where the
close.
it's where your Chows lived.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, we have 4 questions left. We're now at question 9. Name the trench-coated tyrant that chases you around in Resident Evil 2.
Big
Hunter.
Papa.
I heard Hunter first.
X.
Mr. X is the correct answer. Here's your
Gonna give it
opportunity
to
for
you.
a bonus point.
Ooh.
There is a technical name for Mr. X. What is the technical name for Mr. X?
I think I know the answer to this. Let me flex my knowledge if he gets it wrong.
I don't. It's like I can't remember it.
I know it
I want
too.
Kaden to have it.
Oh, Jonah, you might let you flex your knowledge.
Okay.
Let's see if you get it, because I'm not completely sure.
Is it
For no points.
for no points? Is it Nemesis?
No.
No.
That's 3.
Oh, I thought he was part of the Nemesis program. Sorry.
He
I
might
don't
be.
know. I'm pretty sure it's like Tyrant something, but I don't know. I'm gonna go with like Tyrant 0. It might be like
You're in the ballpark. It is
Yeah.
T00 or T-00.
Oh, okay.
T stands for Tyrant.
Ooh.
We're moving on to question 10. We have 3 more here. They get harder from here. Here's
Oh,
question
shit.
number 10. What is the name of the Nintendo prototype that later became Super Mario Bros. 2 in North America?
Oh fuck.
What?
Whoa.
What is the name of the Nintendo prototype that later became Super Mario Bros. 2 in North America? Super Mario Bros. 2 was an entirely different game at one point. They reskinned it to be
Wow.
Mario.
Wow.
I had no idea. about
I
this.
know I have watched like a YouTube video where they
Like
talk
a
about
did
this
you know
specifically.
gaming? Yeah.
Yep.
Hunter, you just debated retro games. You should know this one,
Yeah.
right?
Come on, Hunter.
I can picture this. It makes me wish.
Oh, really?
You know,
Okay.
Yeah, I can pick. I just can't remember the name of it. I'm bad with names.
I'll just
good
throw a
with
guess out
numbers.
there, Kaden.
Yeah, throw them out. Yep.
We'll just say like, what about Action Boy?
No.
Hunter,
Yep.
Action Man.
No. Build on that, boys.
So-
Build on that.
Big Papa.
Yeah.
We'll go with Jumpman 2.
No.
Ooh.
That was an
Mateo.
educated guess.
Mateo.
Bonk Bros. Let's go with that.
That's on Pornhub.
I don't like this look Jacob's given.
No, that's the furthest answer we've given so far.
Oh, okay.
The answer here is Doki Doki Panic.
Oh,
Wow. I've never heard of that.
I've heard that.
Yeah, that's a dating
okay.
one, right? You have to date the
No,
different
that's-
Marios, and one of them.
Yeah, that's it.
Does
And then
anybody know
one
what
of them kills
Doki
you at the
Doki
end of it.
means? Yeah.
2 more questions here. Here's the penultimate question. This is question 11. Who is Donkey Kong's father?
Mateo,
Oh
I'll go with
shit.
Mateo first.
Grandpa Kong.
No.
Well, that would be his grandpa.
Well, it depends
Big
on who's
Papa.
calling him Grandpa.
Yes.
Cranky Kong.
So, the fun part about this question,
It's actually Donkey Kong from
it
the original
has 2
Donkey Kong.
answers to
Yeah.
it. One of them is Cranky Kong. So
Oh.
I'm going to give Jonah 1 point, but I'm going to open the floor up to Caden and Hunter. Give me the other answer, and you can also get a point.
Hunter.
Hunter.
Donkey Kong Senior.
No.
Ooh.
Caden.
Yes.
I'm gonna take Jonah's hint and just say Donkey Kong, but like from Donkey Kong.
Man. So here's the fun weird thing. So for DK64 and the Super Mario Brothers movie, it is Cranky
Mhm.
Kong. So it sounds like they are retconning it to be Cranky Kong.
Yeah.
However, in all other media, it's actually Donkey Kong Jr., who is Donkey Kong's father.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's
What?
another Donkey Kong. That's his
Yes.
grandfather.
Yes.
So it's Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong,
Man.
Donkey Kong.
It's Donkey
So-
Kong, Donkey Kong.
Does
So
that
he's
mean
actually-
Donkey Kong, Donkey?
He's
The
Donkey
third.
Kong the third. Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Holy shit, that's incredible lore. I love that.
Yeah.
I love lore.
Never
Donkey
forgetting
Kong
that
3,
again.
Mm.
and he's not even in it.
Mm.
My last question here. And we've got a tie now, so I hope one of the folks that are
Oh,
tied
shit.
get the answer. Question 12. The founder of Chuck E. Cheese also founded this prominent video game company. Name the company.
Prominent. It's probably a publisher.
Whoa.
It's got to be non-Japanese.
The founder of Chuck E. Cheese also founded this
Cheese.
prominent video game company.
Hate it.
Yes.
How about EA?
EA is not the correct answer.
Okay.
Hunter.
Come on, guys.
Yes.
Western publishers.
I'll say Crystal Dynamics.
Crystal Dynamics is not the correct answer.
Hmm.
Jonah, before you answer, if you get this correct, you win the game.
I know.
Hey, you got a guess?
Oh man, I'm out of it. It's like I've got 1 point. So
Mateo,
No,
here's
but
the
you
fun
could
part.
steal it.
You are
could
the
steal it.
only person who has not gotten a bonus question. So if you get this right, I will give you a bonus question chance to tie the game.
oh man,
Whoa.
I'm never getting this.
Okay.
Mateo, Acclaim.
Acclaim is not the correct answer.
Okay. Chuck E. Cheese.
Jonah,
Cheese.
for the win.
Mice. Pizza.
No
Bethesda.
pressure.
Yo.
Bethesda
Yeah.
Big swing.
is not the correct answer. So
Todd Howard, dude.
Nolan Bushnell founded Chuck E. Cheese and Atari.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
I was
Actually, I
thinking
just watched-
Atari, but there's no way, right?
I just watched a documentary on Chuck E. Cheese.
I
like,
do
the
have
rise
issue
and
with
fall
calling
and,
Atari
like,
a prominent video game. bunch.
I mean, they're coming back.
They're coming
They're
back.
all
Are
back
they?
now.
Are they?
By the way, you mentioned the Atari like ET and the landfill thing. That's just it came up on our most recent
Mhm.
GGD Gaiden top 10 because we had Atari landfill was one of the urban legends, and
Top 10 urban
Oh.
legends.
yeah, a little bit of a fun little tidbit that ET just happened to get mixed in with all of the other garbage. It wasn't a
Mhm.
dedicated ET
Yeah.
like dumping ground. It was like basically all the inventory from that plant.
Only
That's
some
for you, Brad.
garbage went in the hole.
Yeah, like I mean, it was a lot of garbage, but
There
yeah,
was
they
a lot of
definitely-
treasure in that hole. It just happened to not be E ET.
Yeah.
We're talking about treasure holes now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Caden, Jonah, with 3 points each, you tie for the win today. So congrats to you both.
Okay.
Very nice, boys.
I'm so close to that
Polite
visual.
Canadian clap.
We could break the tie if you want to break the tie.
Oh yeah. I would've
Yeah,
been-
let's break
all
the
for
tie.
that.
Okay, so for Caden and Jonah only, do you have a piece of paper handy? If
Yeah.
you don't, your phone could work too.
Can write on your face.
Could write on your, oh, look at that. Okay.
I'm not
So-
doing that.
I think I got a bill and a
The
pen over
tiebreaker
here.
today is what is the current price in US dollars based on eBay sales in September of this year for a loose Nokia N-Gage? The price in US dollars for a loose Nokia N-Gage.
Is it whoever gets closest?
Whoever gets closest. It is not
Price is Right rules.
Not
Now
Price
what-
is Right
Oh,
rules.
just kidding.
Now, what games were on the N-Gage?
Tony Hawk, Rayman,
Xanadu
Tony Hawk.
next.
Wait, what?
Xanadu next, bro. Just got a PC port from the Engage.
What is Xanadu next?
Don't worry about it.
All right,
else
I
is
got
on
my
the system?
answer. It's
Me
gonna be
too.
flipped on my camera, but yeah.
Okay, mine might be too then.
So let's start with Caden. What was your answer?
$799.99.
I went with the low.
What do you say, Jonah?
I said
$1,
$1.
Bob.
69.
Nice! You win, bro. You win.
So we have a rule in video game trivia. Whenever someone shows a 69, we all have to say nice on 3. So
Nice.
because 69, 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. So $7.99 for Caden, $69 for Jonah. The correct answer, drum roll please, is $120.50.
Ah!
So our winner today is Jonah.
Jonah.
Big
Ah!
Papa.
Big Papa, bring
You
it
earned it, Big Papa.
home.
You earned it, Big Papa.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All
That's the
right.
game.
Good
Thank
job.
you so much, Jacob,
you.
for bringing the game for us. It was extremely fun. Got to do it more often. And congratulations to Jonah for winning the game. He's the undisputed master on the GGD panel of trivia. And congratulations, everybody. We reached the end of the show. That's the end of the podcast. Pat yourselves on the back. It is now time for final thoughts. Jacob, I'll give you the floor here as our special guest. Final thoughts. It can be, shamelessly plugging anything you want to plug. It could just be random, unrelated thoughts to anything, apropos of nothing. Whatever you're feeling. Final thoughts.
I feel like the lyric that our friend Janae Aiko put in her song "Post to Be" many years ago, called "Eat the Booty Like Grocery," is timeless, and we should refer to it more
Yeah.
often.
Yeah.
Thanks
Agree.
for having me. You can find me on the internet at Jacob McCourt, JACOBMCCOURT. That's where you'll find all my malarkey. Thanks for having me, y'all.
Absolutely.
Last.
What a
Hunter.
fantastic final thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fit right in there too.
Hunter, what final thoughts have you got for us?
I'm just gonna kind of like keep saying the same thing that I've said the last few like podcast type things I've been on, but and you guys can please link this. Our GoFundMe is still up for Brad Russell, our friend from the show, who had a massive stroke. He is still recovering. It's a very slow process, but he's come a long way. He's actually been playing every Thursday. He's been hanging out while I played Persona. We have
awesome, dude.
our Persona
Great.
thing, and each
Yeah.
time, like, it's amazing to me how much he's able to communicate. Still got a long way to go, but he's definitely making a lot of progress. But that just still means that like he's obviously not working. He's got medical bills and stuff. So I know so many people have already contributed to that. So thank you to people who have. But if you have any extra to like kind of throw into there, please do, because I know it's very much needed for them right now. So
Yeah.
And much love to Brad, and we're so proud of all the progress you made, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Coming
Absolutely.
back
Shout out
and
to Brad.
DJing for me. Love it. I love it. His
Yeah,
music
so
is
good to
so
hear his
good.
voice.
His music's so
It's so
good.
good.
It's so good to hear him. Yeah, it's been fantastic.
Mateo, final thoughts.
Ooh, I don't know when this is going out, so either do your early voting or go vote in person. Voting's important, especially some of these more recent elections we've had. So go vote. Make yourself heard. You can't complain if you don't vote,
Yes, sir.
or you can't complain. Yeah, whatever.
You
that works.
shouldn't. You
Got it.
shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
Jonah, final thoughts.
Final thoughts, like Mateo said at the top of the show, we have our Secret Santa signups. So go enter. We're gonna be using Elster this year to try and organize things. It's so everyone doesn't know who has who, because like the last years, it's been Zach Pearson and I just putting the list together and just
Sort of
randomly
manual.
assigning people to one another, and we know everything, which was kind of a bummer. So with Elfster, we can use it and be in part of the mystery too. So yeah, go do Secret Santa. I think we're gonna do like a $40 limit, or you can do a full price game if you want. But yeah.
Sick.
And
right,
Jacob, thank you, dude. It's been fantastic. It was
Absolutely.
awesome meeting you at PAX. It was great having you on today.
Mhm.
Super fun.
Thanks for having me, guys, for real.
Definitely.
And of course, the invitation is always open for collaborations both ways going forward. If you ever want to drag one of us on to guest on one of your shows, feel free to reach
If
out.
I start doing video game trivia again live, I think that would be the spot.
Hell
So
yeah.
I will keep you guys in mind for that. Just
Oh,
like
yeah.
run out of time, man.
Yeah.
I know
Wouldn't it be
how it
great
is,
if there was just
man.
unlimited time where we
Yeah.
could
Oh
just
my
sit
God.
and make content and be friends?
I
and-
really miss being a fucking like 12-year-old and having summers off of school and no children. Yeah, my final thoughts are maybe this episode will be our closest to Halloween, so happy Halloween. And apparently the date this day that we're recording is Canadian Thanksgiving, so
Oh, yeah.
happy Thanksgiving to our Canadians out there. One of my
Oh,
best
yeah.
friends, shout out to Gabe, my buddy.
Yo, what's up,
Yeah,
Gabe?
Happy
Hello, Gabe.
Canadian Thanksgiving. And my final thought is Elster is also the name of the protagonist from the hit indie horror game Signalis. Go fucking play that game. Rules. But as always, happy gaming. Bye.
Bye.
As always, a big thank you to our friend Misdriven for the music in our podcast. If you like what you hear and you want to check out more of what they have, you can pay them a visit on Twitter at MIST_RIVEN 719 or on Bandcamp at Misdriven. Thanks again for tuning in. Till next time.
That is a
What do you
short right there.
What do you mean?
Do you is it heroic to eat the booty? Like, do you think Captain America eats the booty, or
For sure, like
No.
grocery.
If that's what his partner's into, you know,
he does
Yeah,
like to
he will
serve?
perform.
But do they
Yeah.
do
Pretty
that
good
in
to the
olden
country.
times? Would Peggy?
Oh,
let-
yeah.
Would Peggy let it happen?
They just didn't talk about it back
Yeah.
then, but they still
Yeah.
Wait, what?
did.
Peggy Carter. You know Peggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
There are cave
Peggy
paintings of
Carter
people eating
pegging
ass.
harder?
Yep. That's yep.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's where it goes.
That is where it goes.